Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you guys doing? So I'm standing in front of Villa Jadwiga. I love the designs of the building. I think it's a school now, but it used to be a villa. And then next to it is another pretty cool looking building as well, which I'm sure I'm going to crucify this. Zoviavka. We're on the other side of the San River this morning. Don't really have a ton of time, as we have to catch the train back, but and while personally I've done all my exploring on the other side of the river, where all the churches are, well, the majority of the churches, honestly, because there's also some on this side, including some more of the Orthodox churches. Just figured might as well get something over here as well. You note this morning the river is cruising, and unlike the Vistula or Wisła, I don't the San you can actually swim in, so that's pretty cool. It's beautiful. And if you go back in the direction, if you go this way, there's some parks, and there's some what I think are some beautiful high-rise apartment buildings, pink ones, compared to the decorative ones down here. So I was trying to think to myself this morning, what have I not shared about this area? And I think probably it's best to just say, if you haven't visited this part of Poland, it really is worth the time. If you're a history buff, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's just so much. If you want to try the food, there are different types of food here that are not, we'll say, native to the rest of the country because of the region itself. And I'm sure there's other reasons. If you like cafes, restaurants, they have enough to cleanse your palate, if you will. Oh, it's a cool spot. And, I mean, and come on, how many communities have this guy? We appear to have found some random bridge over here. I've never been over here. And look at this cute little guy. Look at him. Look at this. Hi. Hello, Mr. Bear. Oh my God. You are adorable. You should just come here just to look for these guys. I wonder how many of them are actually here. How cute! This building right here reminds me of Parnu, Estonia, actually. I decided I'd start making a top 5 list, if you will. So I made a top 5 list this morning for reasons that I hate living in Poland. I'm sure that'll sell well. I found afterwards, because I'm kind of a storyteller, as some of you might have caught on, it doesn't really benefit me to have like a 5 or 10 minute long video, because I obviously want to get more into the detail as to why I do not like certain things. Like, I did this little spiel about my apartment, and then afterwards I was like, you left out this, you left out that. Yeah, whatever, right? Now, while I just said my top 5, things I dislike, really, obviously, there's a lot more that I do like. I mean, for example, one thing, I would come back to Poland in a heartbeat just to continue to look at the monuments that they have. Like this one right here. That has, I think this is, this monument, which is really neat. They did a history of the city. So this is like from 1650 to 1660. Sorry, 1655 to 1660. So just 5 years. But they give you the whole story. And then you keep walking down, and they're giving you something important that happened in 1794. And what's really funny, actually, is that I was here this morning, and I totally just did not even realize this. 1830. 1863. So when the Civil War was happening in the United States, look what was happening here. 1918. And then over here, this is the part that I actually had gravitated towards. But again, I didn't even realize these little designs on the side. But this part, if I remember right, was for the newly independence, if you will, when Poland became an independent country for the first time in years back in 1918. So this follows, I think, the fighting that occurred during that time. If only I could read more Polish, because I think that's what it says right here. But just because we're already here. So they have one on 1920, a battle right here. And then you keep going down. It goes from 39 under the rule of the Soviet Union. Different, the battle with the Nazis right here. Now, I don't know when this was made. It's pretty cool, though. And then another from 1944. And then another motif about the Great War. Now, the cool thing, though, for me, is this bear down here. Look at this little guy. I love the insignia of this town, the emblem of the town, the bear. The bear with the cross and the crown. It's pretty cool. Is someone keeping track of time? We do have a train we have to catch. So, but as I was saying before, I mean, there are certain countries that I think that if you just visit and how do I phrase it? There are certain countries that it's worth visiting. And Poland, by far, due to where it is in Central Europe and the collection of cultures that have impacted it, civilizations, countries, etc., it just has such a blending that it's worth seeing. I mean, this part of Poland, the southeast Poland, has a different vibe than southwest Poland, where there's more German influence, or Silesian, for that matter. And if you go to the north, it's a beautiful country, and more people should come and see it. Can you hear the trumpet? Lovely. Now, it's a Sunday morning, so obviously this is can't do certain things, but wanted to show you this. This is a Orthodox church that I have not been inside, but just from the outside, it's quite stirring. What's that? You want to try? Oh, God. Do you get that? Fun? Not kid. Actually, I don't. All right, let's go. We'll check. I think it's locked. I think you guys are going to get me in trouble someday. But it's beautiful. And because I'm actually, again, no shorts today, it might be worth a look. So, come on. It's an Orthodox service right now. I didn't want to cut in, obviously. They were doing some prayers or something like that. And even though there was it looks like it was just the priest, let's be respectful. But I thought maybe I could just slide in because there's no one parked here yet. But I wonder if this is like the pre-prayers or maybe it's the post-prayers after services. I don't know. Anyway, you'll note what it's in. I mean, I don't know if that's Ukrainian, because it's not, because it's got some different letters that's not, like that's an E and E, I think, but it's not Russian, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of Orthodox this is, but like Sabota and God at time. So yeah, on Saturdays at 8, and then during the week it does it at 10. I can translate some of it, but I don't really know what language that really is. But cool church. So what I was saying too, if you're a big fan of churches, Poland is where it's at, for lack of better terms. Truly. I will say probably my second, I was just trying to think about like my favorite country for churches. And I really liked it when I was in Italy too. But Italy, they locked them. So I couldn't get in. Unlike here, where they're welcoming. Showing you a contrast of the architecture still. We have to cross over the bridge, hang a left, and meander over to the railroad. It's funny this morning because last time when I left this area, I was in a snowstorm, so I'm like trudging through, and everything was so cool looking and beautiful. So it's kind of funny to be here in warmer weather at 9 in the morning, making the same journey I did before. The trumpet playing has stopped. We're right in front of the Benedyktynek church. What I liked about it, or monastery, I'm not sure what it is, but there's I think St. Benedict down there in the statue, and above it is the dove again. The symbolism of the Catholic Church. I really appreciate it. It's pretty. I just tried to avoid a woman because, true to form, she didn't walked into me, and these awesome cobbles were not as forgiving as I hoped they had been on my foot. Ugh. Don't worry, I'll survive. I just wanted you to know. The hardships I put myself through to make these great vlogs. I mean, come on, this is like Emmy-worthy. When you do decide to come here, I would suggest staying in an apartment. I've now stayed in the Hotel Academia twice, which is directly there. But its glory days was when it was part of the Gramada, when it was the Gramada. I mean, the rugs are all torn up. They're faded. Inside my room, which I can give you a brief tour. Like, look at this. Look at these beds. I want you to see how small the beds are. This is what it was like last time, too. So this time I have 2 twin beds, but God, I feel like they're meant for for kids. There you go. You thought I was going to say little people, but no, I meant kids. But I didn't even show you the bathroom. Like, the bathroom, for the shower, the holder for the I was gonna call it a sprinkler. I don't know why the water, the word for the faucet. So anyway, the faucet thing was broken, and the shower head, it was broken as well. So it wasn't spitting out like water. Like the water was going in like every which direction. I was looking for like a hair dryer so I could dry my shoes. Let's just put it this way: the breakfast was okay, but I'm not going to stay there a third time should I ever come back to this area. There's a castle about 6 miles away from here I'm more likely to stay at. But if you like your vintage hotels and you want to kind of see what it might have been like, I don't know, back in the 60s and 70s, maybe the 80s, go stay there. Just for a night. Thin walls. Woo! Good times. Hey, we're kind of up on the backside of Old Town, sort of like an indirect way to meander through everything. And if you saw the first few videos, you'll recognize where we are momentarily, because there's a bistro right over here and there's an ice cream shop. And then there's this woman right here, I guess, who's trying to sell me a dress. I think. Or they just found a reason to have a woman the size of 2 floors do some advertising. It's kind of a bit odd. Oops. Here's Adam and Eve. You can tell the snake has been involved. You want to know how? Look at these legs. I mean, seriously. Eve. Haven't done a lot of selfies lately. I have no idea what this is. You have this provocative sign right here. Look at this woman. I don't know what she's selling. Cherries or what? But anyway, this bear though. Hey buddy. We gotta get our pose on, right? I'm still kind of traumatized by the Adam and Eve thing. So anyway, if you go down that way, you go back to like the center square area. Call to prayer right now. The bells. Huh. Adam and Eve. They should have named it Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? Jeez. Tis tis. You know when you visit towns and there are certain spots where like you're like, hey, I just gotta get one more look. That's this spot right here. Right next to this giant pipe. I mean, not the pipe itself, but I just really like this. I've always liked this square, this fountain. I mean, you guys saw it in the first video, but come on, it's pretty. All right. Enough lollygagging. I'll go across the street. To the train I go. This building right here looks like it's something out of, I would have seen in New York City with the refined decorative features. Granted, just as I say that though, and I'm like trying to rave about something pretty, then I show you this. If I read right, I think over 40% of the city was destroyed during World War II. So I think you can get an idea of the older versus new just by a sheer short walk down the street. Well, we are almost there. I have taken this little side street next to this pub I really should check out, but you know, you only have so much time. But we have returned to the train station. Let's see if we can get like the perfect shot. Not so much of the train station, but I don't know. I'm just... Alright, maybe not. This would have worked better with snow on the ground, like a apocalyptic type of an image. It's not going to happen today. Well, I know you want to see the train come, you want to see me get on, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. So I hope you've enjoyed your tour of this part of Poland with me, and thanks for tagging along, and please feel free to put some comments. I'll respond to them. Subscribe if you haven't, liked, all that good stuff. And until our next trip, guys. All right, peace.